I'm going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.
This is Joe Pugh for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Delighted to be joined here in Sheffield. It's the beginning of Fight Week by Astrid Wett. How are you, Astrid?
I'm very well, how are you?
Very well, thank you. First of all, I'm sure you're flying high after that Chelsea win last night in Milan.
I am very excited. I wasn't expecting it, I'm not going to lie. I thought it was going to be a little bit difficult, but we managed it, so I'm a happy girl.
Good start for Grandpa.
It is a very good start. It's a good start to the week, and last night I stopped at a service station and found a tenner, so it's a lucky week for me.
Let's hope that luck moves forward onto Saturday night then.
Exactly, yeah.
Let's talk about it. It is your debut. You was meant to be making your debut a few months back in July.
Yeah.
That kind of fell through. We'll touch on that, but it's the big one. It's Misfits, the Zone. Massive platform for you against Keeley. So how did this all come about? Because it's a huge show.
Honestly, I feel so lucky and privileged to be on this show. Fortunately, I had a few people that were willing to help me get onto this card. I'm not sure if you know Stu Jones, but he has been an absolute angel in sorting out my boxing career, if you must. He got me on this show, and I'm just so excited to show everybody what I can do and make the people proud that got me to this position.
Working with Louis Edmondson as well, who's obviously a highly professional athlete himself. How's that in the gym with him?
It's been so good. It's worked really well for both of us because he's been out for about a year with a shoulder injury. So us training together, I think we've both learned a lot, to be honest. He never really trained anybody before this, but I've pretty much learned from the best. And we've gotten to know each other really well, as well as his coach Jacob. So I've got some really two good people behind me ready for this fight.
Let's talk about Keeley then, because the fight kind of blindsided everyone through the TikTok community. There's that slight history there with the dad and Ed Matthews and the main event of the fight in July. But from your perspective, how did the fight with Keeley come about?
It was a little confusing, to be honest with me, and I've said this all the way through. We used to be friends. I think obviously a little bit of beef started when I had a bit of beef with her dad, which is understandable. She's going to take her dad's side, but she asked for a fight. She posted a few videos saying she wanted to fight me, so I've given her a fight.
Do you think it's kind of like a family thing now? You know, you was kind of sided with Ed, and then the whole Simple Simon thing. If Simon's there this week, if Ed's around this week, do you think this feud could carry over from then?
I think so. I think with TikTok anyway, there's always a feud or something going on. And with Simon and Keeley, Simon fought Ed to defend Keeley, and now I think Keeley's fighting me to defend her dad. So it's all very, I don't want to say the word, incestual, but it is all mingled in together. So yeah, I think that's the reason she wanted to fight, is to defend her dad. But you know, she wanted to fight, like I said, she's got to fight.
Excellent. And is it personal for you, or are you seeing this as your debut to go on to bigger fights?
I'm seeing this as my debut to go on to bigger fights. I've never really had any beef with Keeley. She wanted to fight, we're going to fight, I'm going to win, and it's going to lead on to bigger opportunities.
Someone who you did obviously have beef was with Elle Brooke, and I was there at that press conference. It was one of the most craziest experiences I've been. This is very tame today compared to how it was. So I don't know if Elle's going to be about this week, but is that still your end goal? Because you did say you still want the fight even though you did pull out.
I would love to fight Elle Brooke. I've said this the whole time. It's not her that was the problem, it was the card. I would love to fight her, just not on Kingpin. If it was on DAZN, absolutely.
Well, obviously, she didn't have the best of words to say about you. I spoke to her after, and I think that fight is clearly personal. So, are you aiming to show Elle what you're about on Saturday night and using Keeley for that?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want anybody to think that I'm afraid of her and that's why the fight didn't pull through, because that generally wasn't the case. I would fight Elle any day. It just has to be on the right card.
Do you think Elle will be there Saturday night?
I'm not too sure. I don't know if there's anybody there that she would go and support. She might be, but if she does, I hope she realises that I'm serious about boxing.
If she's there, will you call her out in the ring Saturday night?
I don't know, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, finally, I'm sure we'll catch up throughout fight week, but just a message to Keeley going into the fight 3-4 days out from fight night.
Keeley, you are going to regret calling me a bitch because I'm going to knock you out.
Excellent. Astrid, thank you very much for talking to IFL. Hopefully speak to you again soon.
Thank you so much for having me.
Cheers.
I'm going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something. Completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.